It's me, Stephen Thomas, with Reports on Housing with another housing debrief. I invite everybody to smash that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel because that's the way the YouTube algorithms work. We can get this out to more and more people. This week, we're doing the video on the housing market is unhealthy. And we will be uncovering many different trends that we're seeing that have been baked into what has transpired from the start of this year to where we are today. First, we're going to talk about inventory. And gosh, where's the beef? Where are all the homes on the market? We thought that we were going to have a lot more homes in the market. Everybody was talking about, man, the inventory right now compared to last year is so much more. But that's simply not the case anymore. In Southern California, you could see from October 27th to where we are today, and I'm pointing that orange dotted line. That's where we are as of actually last week. And on October 27th, we were at 30,909 homes. And then January 5th, it worked its way down to 22,838. But since then, this is actually as of today, not even last week, we're at 18,046, even dropped further from last week. It's down 42% since October and is down 21% since January. And pre-COVID, that's the 3 years prior to COVID, 2017, 18, and 19, we were at 36,000 homes, which is 99%, which is pretty much double where we are right now today in Southern California. So where are we headed? That's what a lot of people are wondering. And if you look, it's going to probably continue to go down. And you can see we're very, very close to crossing underneath of last year, 2022, and also it could possibly in Southern California, but there are markets where it will definitely happen, where we get under 2021, so it's an all-time low, all-time recent low. You'd have to go back decades to see an inventory that was any less. Now, there is one area that is about to go, it's already under 2021, but it's about to get under 2022 as well, which would make it the lowest inventory. And San Diego County, out of all the counties we cover, is most likely going to be the one that does it first. And we'll see if anybody else follows, but San Diego is definitely going first. Just shows you the absolute lack of inventory that is out there. And that is the trend right now, that this inventory, there's not a lot out there. If you're a buyer looking today, not a lot for you to choose from. And it's like taking that spigot and it's been almost like seemingly shut off. And you could see it in the numbers in Southern California. And I just updated this from last week, and you could see it on the right-hand side that I'm pointing to about August of last year all the way forward. We had fewer and fewer homes come on the market compared to the 3-year average prior to COVID. And the same number typically come on the market on a monthly basis, very, very similar. But you can see in August of last year, when interest rates started to really get up there, we started to see fewer and fewer homes coming on the market. Now, on the right-hand side, that bracket shows you at this year, January through March, that we really are placing fewer homes on the market. In January, 41% fewer. In February, 40% fewer. In March, 41% fewer again. So what that means is that since August, there are 55,000 missing sellers compared to where we were prior to COVID. And that was from August all the way through March. That's many, many months. Now, if you just look the first 3 months of this year, it's missing 28,000 sellers in just the first 3 months alone. And this dotted blue line, based upon January, February, March, this is where we go for the rest of the year based upon the first quarter. And you can see this is the number of homes that come on the market on a monthly basis year over year over year. You can see that green line. That is when it goes down, that was COVID lockdowns. So we are probably going to go above COVID lockdowns barely. But you could see that the overall trend is not a lot of homes on the market. And this will continue until we have rates that drop enough so that a lot of homeowners go, yeah, you know what? I finally want to move. I need to move for the following reasons. So right now, there's not as many homeowners because of where rates are at. And let's talk about the supply and demand issue because we focused on supply, and it really boils down to supply and demand. When you have a very, very minimal amount of supply, you know what? Even a little bit of demand with the very few homes that are available makes it feel like the market is extremely hot. So let's get into demand. But let's first thank our sponsor, Senior Financial Group, Inc. They're your reverse mortgage expert today and for years to come. And great guy, one of my friends, Kevin Kaltenbach. He's the president, Senior Financial Group, Inc., 949-910-0932. There's all of his contact information as well. And with the reverse mortgage for purchase loan, you can help your senior homeowners sell their current residence, use the equity to buy their next primary residence in one transaction without monthly mortgage payments. So basically, buy something new and have no mortgage payment at all. Senior Financial Group, Inc., specializing in reverse mortgages since 2001. He really is the expert. 2023 Director of Orange County Realtors. And you can reach Kevin Kaltenbach at 949-910-0932 with Senior Financial Group, Inc. That's 949-910-0932. Thank you for your sponsorship, Kevin. And now let's get back to the program and let's talk about demand. So demand really has a lot to do with home affordability. So we've seen that demand has diminished quite a bit because of home affordability, and you could see it in the demand where demand's at for all of Southern California. Demand, the way that we read it, is the last 30 days worth of pending sales activity. And last week we were at 11,251, and you can see how muted this is compared to other years. It matches where we were in 2020 at the beginning of the COVID lockdowns, and of course the COVID lockdowns went down even more. Today it's at 11,579, which went up 3%. It's the first rise that we've had since February, and that's just in 1 week. And in this additional week, I think we're going to get a further rise, even though this is Easter weekend. And you could see where we were pre-COVID was 17,292. It should be 54% higher than where we are currently right now today. But where are we headed? We are headed up slightly, and we'll continue to go up slightly. And why is it that demand is all of a sudden starting to go up after flatlining for such a long period of time? It has to do with where the U.S. Treasuries are. Now, you can see the U.S. Treasuries, what I'm pointing to is where we were with 7% interest rates, which were very recent at the at the start of March. But then we had all the banking the banking collapse of SVB, as well as a couple other banks, and that was enough pressure on the overall economy that we started to see the 10-year Treasury go down. And we follow the 10-year Treasury because what happens with 10-year Treasuries is typically what happens with 30-year mortgages. There's kind of this dance that's been going on for decades, and there's this normal spread. The spread is a little bit higher, but still, when this goes down, typically interest rates go down, and when this goes up, interest rates go up. And you can see what's happened. I'm pointing on the left-hand side, that black line, that black arrow, and you could see that's where it was at 7%. You could see where we are right now today. And right now today, it's at its lowest level for the 10-year Treasury, dating all the way back to the beginning of September. So that is really solid. Now, as far as mortgage rates are concerned, I'm pointing to where we were at 7% up at the top. And then on the right-hand side, you could see what happened. We had interest rates, they've fallen all the way down to 6.18%. Of course, we're going to see what happens going forward. We'll get a big jobs report that comes out tomorrow that could change where interest rates are. If this jobs report is weak, we could see interest rates drop below 6%. If it's too strong, we could see interest rates go up a little bit. We'll just have to see. But right now, the trend is your friend once again. And that trend that we're seeing right now is that there's pressure on mortgage rates to come down. Why? Because the overall economy is starting to really slow, and we're seeing it in the data. It's not just the banking thing, but there's a lot of other aspects of the economy that are starting to show that, you know what, the overall economy is starting to cool. And what happens when we have rates, when the economy cools, we're going to get rates that come down. And as rates come down, you could see falling rates impact on affordability. Let's take a look at that $1 million purchase price. At 7%, with just 20% down, just principal and interest, you're looking at $5,322. That's a purchase price of $1 million. Now, you can see where it's at today. It's making its way towards $4,796. So that's already a healthy drop of about $500. So that's a big giant drop so far. That's per month, and that's a big change. A savings of $500 per month is pretty significant. As rates go down lower, you can see if they get down towards 5.5%, it's just going to come down further, and it's going to just improve affordability. So what we've had is this tug of war, and it's been going on all of the second half of last year and the start of this year, and that is this low supply versus affordability. Affordability was so far out of whack, and we had more homes on the market that it kind of favored buyers. But what's happened over time is that the low supply has increased and affordability is getting better, so it's starting to change the market. And as the supply grows even lower, gets even lower, and rates go even down even more, we're going to have even better affordability, and this will lead into that other trend that we're seeing, and that is where the market is really, really starting to heat up. And you can see it in the numbers. On November 10th, we were at 102 days. On January 5th, we were at 101 days. Last week, we were at 51 days. That's what I'm pointing to at that blue line. And it says last week again, 51 days. We're right now at 47 days today. The 3-year average is 63 days. So you can see the expected market time that you place your home on the market when you open up escrow is going down further and further. Went from 51 to 47 days just within the last week alone, and that's because the supply keeps going down, demand is going up, and it's making the market even more heated. The 3-year average prior to COVID was 63 days, so you can see we're far below that. And where do we go from here? Where it looks like we're making our way down to 40-day expected market time, and I refer to the 40 days expected market time, and some markets already there, as a pretty insane market. It's right now a seller's market, and there are bidding wars that are taking place, and there are open house lines, and there are prices that are going above their asking price, and it's absolutely crazy. This is what one of the agents just told me last week. The entry level market is surreal. I did a CMA for a buyer. The most recent comp sold at $790,000 4 months ago. The only property in the neighborhood was listed at $885,000. It went into escrow last week above the list price with multiple offers. That right there shows you that the market is just coming unhinged. It is an unhealthy market. So, you know what? You could see the trend that where we're going right now, and basically it is where it's becoming more and more unhealthy as the inventory drops and demand rises. It's becoming like it was the second half of 2020, all of 2021, the first half of 2022. That is the direction that the overall market is headed right now. Hey, if you want a copy of this presentation, I'm inviting you to subscribe to the Housing Report. You can go to reportsonhousing.com to subscribe. You'll get the most recent report, which was it's called a buying opportunity. San Diego, Orange County, and LA already got this. San Bernardino and Riverside, they will get this next week. And if you would like a free month, go to reportsonhousing.com and utilize the coupon code CRAZY, because that is the direction that the market is presently going. Now, I do thank you for staying tuned. I have a very special guest for you. Who's this? He's on spring break right now. So he was listening to Dad's presentation. What's your name?
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel. How are you doing?
Good.
What are you doing today?
Go to the doctor.
You went to the dentist today, and now what are you doing?
Go to.
Oh, you're gonna go to Nana's house. Oh my gosh, you're so lucky. Right here. Yeah. Oh yeah. He has a tooth. He has a new tooth too. He had a tooth fixed. So he's doing great, aren't you? Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. I do have one more special guest I wanted to bring on. Haven't seen her in a while because you know what? I pre-record these. It's while they're in school, but she's here. Go ahead. Go ahead. She's sporting some new braces too.
Yeah, I got braces like 3 weeks ago or something like that.
Well, well, I appreciate you hanging in there. How's everything going?
Pretty okay.
You're having spring break, so she's having a fun time. Oh my gosh, you still have a day off today, day off tomorrow. Everything's fun. All righty. Well, thank you for staying tuned, and we really appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Have a fantastic finish to your week.